have to remember this. This person they don't have the ability to give you the power you need to fill your battery back up and drive without Jesus. You can get encouragement all you want. You can get phone calls. You can get laid your hands upon them, and you can fall out on the floor and wiggle like a worm. It is not going to give you what you need from another person. That source is only going to you're only going to get full. The batteries only come back to full capacity when you connect to Him. That source, and then your alternator will do what it's supposed to do. And your alternators, when you're reading your word and you're praying and you're meditating on Him, you're worshiping Him, and then you can be the person that helps someone else out. But listen, there's a lot of times we get to places where we can cause our battery to drain out by jump-starting other people's too much. And it sounds rude what I'm saying, but I'm not meant to sound rude. It's just the truth. You can't help someone else out when you're drowning yourself either. So what the Lord is saying is, the glory of the Lord, His Spirit is inside you. And He's wanting you to allow Him to work through you, because that's the alternator. The alternator is something that keeps the battery charging as you're driving it. Without an alternator, your battery is going to die whenever it runs out of juice. It runs out of power. But when you connect with the help of your brothers and sisters around you, I seen something this week, and Mom, if you want to come to the front and close. I seen something this week that maybe I heard when I was young. I don't know, but this really, really did something to me. I don't know if you know what a metronome is. A metronome is like a lot of times musicians use it. It's just a click. It almost looks like a clock, like a grandfather clock that clicks. It goes tick, tock. And you can set it to go faster or slower. And with musicians, a lot of times if they want a certain tempo of a song, like if song you hear on the radio, you got some fast songs, got some slow songs, some medium songs. Well, if you look it up, that song, there'll be a number. And it's the tempo of that song, and it's a number. You could put that in the metronome, and it will start ticking to the rhythm of that song. And I watched this video of analog metronomes. They had a table full of them. And the guy went over and he touched every one of them, and every one of them was out of sync. Every one of them was just tick-tocking, and it was even hard to listen to. But because they were on the same table, the vibrations from each one, I don't know how this happened, but the vibrations and the frequencies from each one of these, after a few minutes, they all begin, little by little by little by little, to come in sync with each other. I don't know how it works, but I know one thing that I've seen from that's understandable of how that could work when unity is in place is when not just unity of the mind, but there was a connection. They were touching something. They had something that the product, that the metronome was touching, that caused all of them to be in sync. And I believe that's what the Spirit of the Lord is speaking for us. The touching of the thing is, I believe, the glory of the Lord. Because you may be believing for God to do something in your life, in your family, in your home. And sometimes you feel like you're the only one that sees it the way that you see it. Let me tell you, this person over here may not have what you need to start your car. This person over here may not have what you need to start your car and keep it going in rhythm. But there's something about when we go to Him and Him alone, and we allow Him to do what only He can do. This is the amazing part about it all. He gives us what we need to connect with others, and just by touching them, all of a sudden it all begins to go back in sync. everything is back in sync.